Hey, Jenny Hale here. We were having a chat today in a group on social media, and someone raised the issue of coaches who are not attuned to their clients, not empathizing with their clients, not understanding what their clients are trying to do, trying to make their clients do it, the right way, which is not the way that's going to work for the client, and so on. And in the course of that discussion, it became apparent that obviously you've got a lot of relatively untrained coaches out there, right? They might have a particular piece of knowledge about how to do a particular business thing or about fitness and personal training or something. But when it comes to interpersonal skills, communication, people's psychology, how to motivate people, they haven't necessarily had the training. And there's some common mistakes that came up over and over again that people were talking about. And one of the primary ones was just completely failing to understand what's going on for people when they have some kind of emotional resistance to a particular proposed pathway. I've certainly had this experience myself with the business coach, for example, of me saying, look, I know your proposal is that I do this, this, and this every single day. And I'm telling you the structure of my business is such that there are days I can't do that. And the coach's response was simply, well, do you want the result or don't you? Now, I'm not particularly myself dealing with a lot of unresolved trauma, so I was able to go kind of, oh, well, you obviously don't know how to coach people, and move on and, solve the problems in my own way. But that could have been incredibly impactful for me if I still had unresolved trauma around, doing the right thing, getting approval, being successful, being a failure, all that kind of stuff. And I've certainly seen it in my own clients where I give them a piece of factual feedback and their response is, well, don't tell me I'm a failure. I'm like, I didn't say you were a failure. I said the process you're doing is not going to get the result you want. But, for people who are carrying trauma around criticism or failure or being good enough or something, a piece of factual information like going down that path won't get you to Sacramento lands for them like you are a failure. So as a coach, you need to be very aware of this and able to catch it and able to bring conversations back around for people. So one of the things that somebody said in this conversation that really touched me was that they had been told, get out of your comfort zone. And I can tell you, if you're somebody who's dealing with trauma, the place where you're stuck is not at all comfortable. It's not a place you want to be. You're highly motivated to get out of it. But if you could get out of it all by yourself, you would have already, and you wouldn't have needed to hire a coach. So it is absolutely vital if you're working with people, if you're a frontline manager, if you have a business and you have staff, if you are a coach or a facilitator of any kind, a team leader of any kind, a volunteer organization, if you need to deal with motivating people at all, you need to understand the very basic stuff about what trauma is, how it happens, how it manifests, and how to support people to deal with it when it's showing up for them. So if that's of interest to you, either yourself or people near you, then I encourage you to join our Trauma Masterclass, where you will get everything you need to know, the basics of being trauma aware and managing trauma as it shows up in yourself and the people around you, and also in a professional setting. If you're holding space or facilitating clients and they may come up against trauma, what you need to know and how to deal with it. So join us in the masterclass, get the answers you need, and set yourself free and the people you care about.